Hey everybody, Dave with Crandall Office, and today we're going to be talking about our new foam seat and back pads that we've tooled for our remanufactured Steelcase Leap chairs. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, let's take a closer look at the actual seat pad that we tooled for the Leap chair. And so this new seat pad is actually a seat pad that we use on all versions of the Leap chair, version 1, version 2, version 1 high back. Pretty much across the board, we're using this new foam seat pad on our remanufactured Leap chairs. Now, to answer the question of why we decided to tool this new foam seat pad, we have been getting a lot of feedback over the years. Most of these chairs that we purchased to remanufacture are a little bit older chairs, which means that seat foam has had time to compress over time with somebody sitting on it. So we first started actually adding some additional foam to the original seat pad based on customer feedback that they thought that the original seat pad was a little bit thin. That got compounded by the fact that it was an older seat pad that had been compressed a little bit over time. And so we took that and actually then decided to tool a brand new seat pad that was made out of the same material and to the same specs as the OEM seat pad. It's just a little bit thicker than the original. One of the things we did want to mention is that a lot of people, and one of the primary reasons that we did tool this new seat pad, is that a lot of people and a lot of comments we get is that you can kind of feel that firm seat pan, the plastic portion through the cushion. You can see you push down and you kind of hit a hard stop there. A lot of people felt that, and it was uncomfortable for them. So as you can see with the new seat pad, that additional thickness is going to give you additional, and you're not really going to bottom out and feel that seat pan on the bottom of the chair when you're sitting. So when we take a look at the actual construction of the new seat pad, you can see it's actually a molded foam product. So this is a higher end foam product that Steelcase uses. Most of the higher end OEM manufacturers do a molded seat foam product. It is just a better product. You can see how much squish and bounce this has to it. It's also just going to last much longer than some of the other cheaper foam products. So it's a little bit of a nicer, higher end material that's going to give a good durability and good cushion and performance out of it through its life. So we took the original seat pad and actually just kind of copied that design, but then added some additional thickness. So we added about 3/4 of an inch across the entire seat pad of additional thickness in this seat pad. You can see when we look at it side by side that it is quite a bit thicker. That additional 3/4 of an inch is really, by percentage, is quite a bit of additional padding to the original design. All right, so when we look at the actual softness and firmness of this seat pad, because it is a molded foam product, we do have quite a bit of control over that. We chose to pretty much duplicate the OEM design and use a 3-pound molded foam product. But when we actually look at the actual feeling of softness and the spring back in the foam, that's actually a measurement called IFD. And so we started out by, again, just matching the OEM IFD and firmness and softness, and then we actually increased the firmness of the seat pad just a touch based on customer feedback. We try to listen and alter our products however we can based on that feedback. And people still thought it was a little bit softer than they would like, so we increased the foam IFD just a touch. So one of the last things that we do want to cover is one of the more common questions we get about the new seat pad, and that is, does it affect the ergonomics or how the chair actually sits? And the answer from what we found over the couple years we've been doing the seat pad is that no, it really doesn't. As you can see, this molded foam product is a pretty soft product. It's not getting a whole lot of its structuralness from this. It does have some of those contoured shapes that we do see, but if we actually look at the actual frame seat component of this is where the seat is actually going to get most of its shape and contouring. And as soon as we have that upholstered onto the seat, it's going to conform to the shape of the seat pan. So this is where it's going to get most of its contoured shape from. And you can see the difference when we have a pad here that has been attached to one of these seat pans and one that has not. You can see how much more it moves and is contoured that follows the actual shape of the seat pan here. All right, so we wanted to put these seat pads side by side, the OEM next to our new seat pad, so you can kind of see visually the difference in thickness, shape, and size. And we're also going to do a little squish test here that you'll see that will show just kind of how much give each foam pad has. So as you can see, when we squish the seat pad, it is going to give a little bit more due to the additional thickness, but it's going to feel and react very similarly to the OEM seat pad. All right, so now let's take a closer look at the new back pad that we tooled for the Leap chair. Now this is going to be specific to the version 2 Leap chair. There's enough differences between the version 1 and version 2 that this is not going to be a crossover product, so this is specific to the version 2 Leap chair. And we decided to tool this due to the success of the seat pad. We've had that out for about 2 years now and had great feedback from that. But also because of the feedback we've gotten over the years of how much people like the version 1 high back pad. It's a little bit softer and thicker than the version 2 back, and we've had a lot of great response and people wanting that back pad on the version 2, and that kind of led us down the path of actually tooling a brand new foam back pad for the version 2 Leap chair. All right, so now let's take a look at the actual construction of this new foam back pad. And as you can see, this is a molded foam product, just like the seat pad that we talked about earlier. It's made to the same specs. It is a 3-pound density. The IFD is smaller. We did make this quite a bit softer than the seat pad. It just doesn't need that structural kind of firmness that the seat pad does. So we softened this up quite a bit so that it kind of cradles you as you sit in the chair. It's going to be much more similar to the version 1 high back pad than it is to the standard version 2 Leap chair that we see here. And that's where the other major difference is. As you can see, when we look at the actual version 2 OEM back pad, this is going to be a sheet foam that was die cut and then wrapped around and glued to a plastic shell. This is going to be a little bit softer and thinner and maybe a little bit less durable over the years. That said, the back doesn't really take that much abuse, so I'm not concerned about the durability of this. It's going to be more about the comfort and softness that the actual molded foam product offers versus a sheet foam product. So now that we know that this is a molded foam product, let's take a look at the actual thickness and softness of this new back pad. And we did make this a little bit thicker than even the version 1 high back, and it's certainly thicker than the original V2 OEM back pad. And we did that just because of, through our testing, we found that that additional thickness really added quite a bit of comfort to the back of the chair. We also made this a little bit actual softer. The IFD is a little bit lower on this product, even though it still is a 3-pound density foam. We softened it up to make sure that that really does cradle you and you can kind of sink into the back of the chair. It really provides a lot of great support and comfort at the same time. So it's just a touch softer than the version 1 high back, about the same softness of the version 2, but again, it's going to be a little bit thicker than both of these. Okay, so when we talk about the actual ergonomics and shape of the back pad, you can see that the shape is the same as the OEM original. It's going to have the same kind of contoured shape here, but as you can see also, this is a molded foam product. It is a soft foam product. So most of the actual structuralness on this is going to come from this back plastic shell that is upholstered to. And so you'll see that this is going to provide some additional rigidity and actually give some structural support to the back pad. That said, it's still quite bendy. And so when we're looking at the ergonomics of a Leap chair, we really need to look at the actual back of the Leap chair. And as you can see, that's where most of this support is going to be coming from. The actual back pad is not going to affect or really change the actual support level of the Leap chair. Most of that's coming from this flexible back design, the lower back firmness. This sliding adjustable lumbar works just fine with the new foam back pad, and you can still feel that additional lumbar support through the pad. So it's not really going to affect any of the ergonomics. The only difference you're really going to see is that additional thickness and that additional comfort that comes from that additional thickness. Again, you do really it kind of cradles you a little bit. You really kind of sink into it. It feels really nice, but it's also, you aren't losing any of that structural support that the Leap chair is known for. So as you can see, with our new Leap seat and back pads, you're going to get all the same ergonomic features and support that the Leap chair is so well known for. You still have your lower back firmness. You still have the sliding lumbar support that moves with the chair. You also have the front edge is going to still move and have that waterfall front edge. That's not going to change. It's still all good. All those ergonomic features are still all there. All we're really doing here is we're adding just a touch more of additional comfort, softness, and thickness. And we're also giving customers an option to be sitting in foam seat pads and back pads that have not been sat in somebody else for many, many years. So with all that, we do think we're offering a great product here. It's unique in the industry and we're proud of it. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video on our new Leap seat and back pads. If you found this video helpful, please click the like and subscribe buttons below. If you've got any questions at all about these new foam pads or anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out to us on our website, crandalloffice.com, our Facebook page, or anywhere else you can reach us. We're always here to help. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. All right, so now let's take a closer look at the new back. Okay, so we're going to be talking a little bit about our new foam seat and foam seat and back pad, foam seat and back pads. Okay, excuse me. Okay, video on our new seat and back pads, on our new seat and back pads, on our new Leap seat and back pads. Okay, if you've got any questions at all, we're close.